So I spend a lot of time, like a lot of time in my head. I'm usually listening to music. Um, Lately, listening to multi-panel debates to hear different perspectives. But anyway, I'm just often thinking on that swing. And this morning, I was just kind of thinking about so not to go too deep into my belief system. And I think I've touched on that in other videos, but maybe I'll box it into something later time. But it really, it's more around emergence theory. And I don't know the exact criteria of emergence theory because I understood it enough to be like, yeah, it's kind of describing where my head's kind of at. But essentially, in a nutshell, it's the acknowledgement that so emergence theory talks more on the notion of like basically cosmic force, and I'm probably describing that wrong for anyone who's versed in emergence theory, but the underlying principle is that this domain where we are at is not the only place. There's different layers of dimensional observance, and really what we are is we're a manifestation of consciousness. And it's like we're consciousness that is able to observe ourselves. And this consciousness emergence is what kind of has like created the fabric of reality. And to me, that does a lot of things, a lot of positive things, at least in my head. And a lot of things kind of make sense to me. So first is, I really think that everybody just got tripped up 2,000 something years ago, because the person the person that we call Jesus was actually a gnostic, and he was actually just talking about things based on knowledge and observance, and he was trying to show the fallacies in the Old Testament that were human influence, and a lot of the human influence was brought about because we didn't have understanding of things. So, for example, not mixing meat and cheese. Different storage methods of meat, it can last for a long time. Different storage methods of cheese, a long time. You combine the two, that goes bad really, really, really fast. Ergo, it's not able to be. It's not it's not kosher cheese. Pig is another one. There's a couple different theories on pig as I've looked at different historical things. One is that feuding armies like Francia use pigs, so they're kind of associated with the enemy. They use pigs for food and for cleaning their streets and stuff or something like that. Just the notion of people assume pigs with filth is another thing. Pigs do harbor certain parasites that, if it's not cooked properly, really mess you up. And then the last thing with pigs is that within like 2 to 3 weeks of being left away from people, they'll go feral and hostile. So they're kind of damaging. When you take an entire region that is mostly like, goat, I think that's their most herd animal, and then I think they have some forms of like bovines, but I'm not super knowledgeable of that stuff. Shellfish, so many shellfish will make you sick, like really, really sick. And just a lot of the things were because they didn't understand hygiene and things like that. And basically what was happening is we were moving into this new era of enlightenment, and the Gnostics of that time were like, look, we can reevaluate where we are now. And that's where we're at now. The age of Aquarius, 2,000 years. People, it's been 2,000 years. We're right now in the next awakening of what we need to do. A lot of people want to study all this scripture stuff, but you don't even actually read the messages right there. And so, I can't remember when Carl Jung was doing a lot of his studies, but he gained a lot of traction with the notion of the collective unconscious. And I don't know, I'm not a psychiatrist, but to me there's a lot of truth in that. And there have been a lot of there's a lot of merit to what Carl Jung has talked about. As above, so below. If there is a collective subconscious, then there must be a collective conscious. There are so many things written in text of a sleeping god, a god that slumbers, especially Lovecraft. That's why I have Azathoth. Azathoth is the blind idiot god. The blind idiot god is kept asleep because if he wakes up, all reality which is inside his head vanishes. Think about in the old text, we have the divine inside of us, but to see and truly understand what we are may drive you insane. To actually step out and be with that form is to leave this plane. It's it's stuff that's written. We have a unique thing that they also talked about. We have, oh my god, we have the unique ability that no other creature has, that we are able to see our animal side, but we also have the cognition side, the divine spark. We have the choice. We can make heaven or hell around us. It's our choices that create and affect things around us. If you think that you're in hell, then you're creating hell around you. And I know this is a really bizarre thing, but it's such a perspective shift. And honestly, just changing my perspective on people who I thought hated me has changed my perspective radically on just how I even receive information. There really is a lot to perception. Reality is perception. Everything is perception. You see a lot in science fiction, this similar theme with unified hive minds and the dangers of a unified hive mind. And there is truth to that, because as a unified hive mind, we would be stagnant. We would be unable to find solutions. So that's another unique gift that we gave to ourselves, is that we have our individuality while we can see where we came from, and while we can see our gift to be able to change the world around us. That is our true power that we need to use. Instead, we're fighting each other. We're destroying this place, our sandbox. We're destroying where we created so we could come here and experience the things we can do. We need to have a collective subconscious conscious shift. If that makes any sense at all. Right now, we're in such this postmodern humanism phase. I think that that's what my partner started calling it. And I think it's a great descriptor. We have moved through tech so fast, and we have been chugging through science so much that we are just ignoring the fundamental core of what we are. This machine is infallible. Well, hold on, not infallible. They do not fully understand this machine. This is crafted over time. Yeah, we can have fun with it. We can put stuff on it. We can, a little silly. But this machine is very, very delicate. And it has been tempered over billions of years into what it is now. And we need to recognize and understand the power that we have. The messages that were trying to be said 2,000 years ago. The messages of, you have the ability to make change in you and around you. Make change, not chaos.